Hi there, LEGO fans, and a special hello to all the football fans joining us today because we're looking at a very special LEGO Creator Expert set, namely Old Trafford, Manchester United's very own home stadium. This is set number 10272. Before we begin, I must say that I know, barely anything about football, though I am European and therefore refuse to call it soccer. So please forgive me if I say something incorrect. I'm really trying my best here. Old Trafford, nicknamed the Theatre of Dreams, opened its gates in 1910. The first match ever played there in front of a crowd of about 45,000 people was between Manchester United and Liverpool, two teams who have since then become legendary rivals. My Liverpool-loving friends are right behind me as we speak, insisting that I tell everyone that their team won that first match 4-3. Okay, there, I said it. Now get out! Mike, we're off. The stadium, as I said, has a history of well over 100 years, during which it has survived tragedies such as World War II bombings, but it has always grown steadily. It has hosted legendary matches and players, and is today the second largest stadium in the British Isles, and is one of the richest histories. Let us begin then with concrete data that I am sure about, starting with the number of pieces making up this set, which is 3,898. A very impressive number. The completed structure is 45 centimeters long by 39 centimeters wide. That's 18.5 by 15 inches. So you will need a special place to display it. The whole thing is divided into 5 sections, which you can build in order or at the same time if you're with friends, which sounds like a lot of fun actually, but you will need to download some digital instructions from LEGO's website since the printed ones only come in one single volume for all the sections. The pitch, or playing field itself, is the quickest of the 5 builds, and you don't even have to spray garlic on it to keep the bugs off. These tiles are printed, and I think they'll be very sought after on the secondary market. The goals use that once illegal technique, and even now I kind of have my doubts since it's not actually a tile, and I don't know if the thickness of the base places stress on the studs, but anyway, let's not get bogged down. If LEGO says it's okay, then I guess I'm okay with it too. Next up is the east stand, also called the scoreboard end, since this is where the scoreboard used to be. Big ol' advertisement on there, and on the edge there's a much more modern scoreboard, with United leading 3-0, of course, though I don't see much activity out on the field. Oh, and there's also a quote by Sir Matt Busby, legendary team manager: "Manchester is my heaven." Nice. All the graphic details you see here are stickers, by the way. There are just a few other printed pieces, which I will point out later. The more interesting details are on the outside. Above this entrance here, there's a plaque commemorating the Munich air disaster, in which 8 players lost their lives. They are remembered in a few other places in the stadium, as we'll soon see. Until then, here is the facade with one of the stadium's main entrances, and the statue you see here underneath the team's name is Sir Matt Busby himself. Let's jump across the field to the west end, more commonly called the Stretford end, where the team's most passionate fans are seated. The build is extremely similar to the east end, the main difference being stickers and exterior. As I said, the Munich air disaster is remembered here as well, with its exact date, February 6, 1958, and the name of a song which commemorates it, "The Flowers of Manchester." Next to it is another scoreboard. It seems the score is still the same? Not much activity out there. Makes sense, I guess. The exterior also has its share of entrances, but not so many interesting historical details. Now we get to the north end, also called the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, in honor of arguably one of the best team managers Manchester has ever had. This stand seats over 25,000 people, making it the largest of the 4 crowd sections, both in reality and in LEGO form. Again, stickers bring in the important details. On the left is a banner in honor of the team's latest manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjær. The number 20 is a reference to his t-shirt number back when he used to play. Next to it is a longer banner honoring Sir Alex Ferguson and the impossible dream that became possible during his tenure as manager. In the 98-99 season, Manchester United won the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. My football-loving friends tell me this is a very, very big deal, which is why there's also a banner declaring this as the European Capital of Trophies. Modesty has no place in football, it seems. Back to the Lego side of things. This is where you'll find some interesting building techniques, including the use of a quarter-round tile to fill in the space that would normally be kept empty by the hinge of these articulated plates, as well as the very clever placement of an entire sub-build at 45 degrees to form the underlying structure of the corner stands. If you want to see the whole build from start to finish, by the way, we have a video on our channel just for you. On the outside, you can see the only other printed pieces in this set other than the pitch, and right in the middle is the statue of the aforementioned Sir Alex Ferguson. The last section is the former main stand, now known as the Sir Bobby Charlton stand. Right away, what stands out, no pun intended, is the former tunnel and dugout, which are the only structures left of the original 1910 stadium. But these days, the players enter from this corner over here. Anyway, on the roof, there are two more scoreboards. Looks like the match is really slowing down. No major events. On the outside, the most important features are the Munich clock and tunnel, both again commemorating the tragic events of February 1958. The last things to be built are this team bus, which can be parked nicely here on the southwest corner, and of course you can't have Old Trafford without the statue of the United Trinity, George Best, Dennis Law, and Sir Bobby Charlton, three of the biggest names in the team's history, and football history now that I think about it. Normally they would sit right across from Sir Matt Busby's statue, but they're included here as a separate build in case you want to put them somewhere else. Well, Old Trafford then. As a building experience, I can say it was pretty relaxing overall. Long stretches of relatively simple building, but there are also areas of complex Lego math, especially where the smaller sub-assemblies and the roof are concerned. Speaking of the roof, this used to be held up by pillars, which would obviously block the view of some in the crowd, but these were replaced by gigantic cantilevers, which are represented here as well. This is probably the part that requires the most care and attention to get everything even and aligned, because they actually do hold up the roof, just like in reality, with the exception of the south end and the corners. I'm very glad they included this engineering detail in a set that otherwise lacks any functions or play features. Still, it's a shame there are so many stickers. Being a creator expert set, this would have been a really great opportunity for LEGO to flex on everyone with exclusive prints and stuff like that. I mean, it's not exactly your run-of-the-mill cheap set, is it? The team itself is also not included because, I mean, look, even the nanofigs they use as statues here aren't to scale with the playing field. Just look at them compared to the goals, right? Also, since team kits and players change constantly, I think it was the smart choice. It makes the set relevant for longer, I think. 10272 is probably one of the most niche sets we've ever looked at on this channel. It's clearly adult-focused due to its complexity, subject matter, and the fact that you can't actually play with it in any sense, but I firmly believe that it's a great opportunity for a parent to share their love of football with a child, and for a child to share their love of LEGO with a parent. We all have something to learn from each other, and building as a team is surely going to be a great experience. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's helped you in some way. And until next time, happy building, everyone!